cataract surgery, well, last March. 20/20 vision, I can see beautifully. Got to a point where
This year I tried to.
Right, I hope so.
Yeah. Now I'm getting
We probably won't write a grant or anything, but we'll probably get, like, people together or whatever.
Eventually they're gonna need smart.
Don't hesitate to have it done. Does not hurt, and it's a night and day difference.
Right.
It's absolutely. And day after you have it done, you're driving.
Is this mine? Right? I like this magazine.
Good magazine.
Yes, it is.
7 o'clock, like call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Councilmember Barlow,
Here.
Councilmember Bowers, Councilmember Graham,
Here.
Councilmember Furrow,
Here.
Councilmember Jarvis, Councilmember McLean,
Here.
Councilmember Nesbitt,
Here.
Councilmember Rezegi,
Here.
Mayor Costa.
Here. Entertain a motion to excuse Councilman Bowers. I hear a motion?
Also move.
Motion by Barlow. Do I hear support?
Sport.
Supported by Rezegi. Roll call.
Can we have discussion, or is there no discussion?
Roll call.
Councilmember Graham,
Yes.
Councilmember Furrow,
No.
Councilmember Jarvis,
Yes.
Councilmember McLean,
No.
Councilmember Nesbitt,
No.
Councilmember Rezegi,
Yes.
Councilmember Barlow,
Yes.
Mayor Costa.
Yes. Did you have a comment?
Well, I didn't know if there was a discussion.
We normally don't have a discussion on roll call. Either you approve somebody's absence or not.
Okay, so, has he contacted anyone to let anyone know what's going on, or the reason he hasn't been here for a while?
Well, I'm pretty sure he had surgery, he's rehabilitating. As far as getting a phone call, I never did. I don't know if Sarah did
He
or not.
told me when he was leaving before the procedure, but I haven't heard anything recently.
I went out to see him at the manor.
Oh, he's at the manor.
He was at the manor. I don't know if he might be home now, but I went out to the manor to see him. His attitude was pretty good and everything, but looked like he might be disabled for a while anyway.
Okay. Okay, can everybody rise for pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody get a chance to look at the agenda? Do we have any additions or corrections?
Make a motion, we approve the agenda as written.
Support.
Motion by Jarvis, supported by McLean, to approve the agenda as presented. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same. In your packet, you have your minutes of your January 22nd, 2024 workshop and regular meeting. Any additions or corrections to that? I hear a motion to approve.
I'll do that.
Motion by Barlow.
Support.
Motion by Barlow, supported by Furrow, to approve the minutes of the January 22nd, 2024 workshop and regular meeting. Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Furrow,
Yes.
Councilmember Jarvis,
Yes.
Councilmember McLean,
Yes.
Councilmember Nesbitt,
Yes.
Councilmember Rezegi,
Yes.
Councilmember Barlow,
Yes.
Councilmember Graham,
Yes.
Mayor Costa.
Yes. Public hearings, we have none. Public comment. Anybody here like to get up and talk for a minute? 3 minutes to be exact. Tell me who you are and where you live. Nobody. Okay, formal recognitions and presentations. We have a presentation by Dave Hatfield tonight, our Berry County Commissioner for the City of Hastings.
Presentation is probably a little too formal a word. Just want to give you a quick update and address any questions that you might have. Probably the primary event for this week is the information meeting that's being held tomorrow evening up at the Performing Arts Center. dealing with solar and wind projects. That's being sponsored by both the commission and the planning commission, but there'll also be some folks there from Michigan State and other organizations to talk about it. We're trying to do the best we can to help create at least a common understanding of what the recent state legislation means to us in terms of being able to impose any restrictions at all on those types of projects. I think the bigger issue, while certainly the city is not likely to be impacted by commercial size solar or wind projects, the real underlying issue is the fact that the state has virtually taken local control away in terms of our ability to restrict where those projects go and what kind of restrictions are put on them. The state has put a set of restrictions in place that frankly are, I think in the eyes of most planning commissions, pretty minimal. And basically anybody that wants to do one of those projects can go to the local planning commission, but if the local planning commission imposes any restriction that is more restrictive than what the state guidelines are, then they can pull that from local consideration and take it directly to the state. I think we all should find that somewhat troubling. I mean, I realize that there are overriding issues with solar and wind in that those projects to some degree are needed if we're going to move the state forward, move the economy forward. But the idea that local communities have no ability to influence the location, screening, operation of those, I think should concern all of us that are involved in government. On the commission level, we've operated for quite a few years now with a committee of the whole rather than individual operating committees. We've occasionally put ad hoc committees together for short-term engagement with specific issues, but we now have put a standing human resources committee together that will deal with a quite broad range of human resource related issues. Everything from our union contracts to interviewing for board positions on the various boards and advisory committees that are responsible to the commission, and maybe most importantly, will lead the search process as we deal with some pending retirements. Solid Waste Committee did meet last week. There will be 2 hazardous waste disposal events again this year, one on May 18th and another on September 7th. Both of those will be held at the Expo Center as we've done the last couple of years. And there will also be an electronics only collection in Delton on June 1st. All of those are open to any county resident. So, in a nutshell, any questions?
Any questions, Dave? Thanks,
Okay.
sir.
Pleasure to serve you.
Okay, also in your packet, items for action by unanimous consent. In your packet, you have the annual report from the Planning Commission per charter, chapter 2, article 2, boards and commissions, they have to give an annual report. So that annual report is in your packet. Do I hear a motion to accept and place on file?
I'll make the motion to accept and place on file.
Motion by McLean, supported by Jarvis, to receive and place the Planning Commission annual report on file. Any questions? Anybody? We have the Planning Commission chairman here, and Dan's here, staff member, so if there's any questions. Okay, roll call.
Councilmember Jarvis?
Yes.
Councilmember McLean?
Yes.
Councilmember Nesbit?
Yes.
Councilmember Rezegi?
Yes.
Councilmember Barlow?
Yes.
Councilmember Brem?
Yes.
Councilmember Furrow?
Yes.
Mayor Toski?
Yes. Okay, also in your packet, you have invoices totaling $247,253.01, and that's detailed in your attachment. Do I hear a motion to accept and place on file to approve?
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
Okay, motion by Rezegi, supported by Barlow, to place all 10 items, invoices totaling $247,253.01 as detailed in your attachment. Discussion. Anybody want to discuss any of these? These are all items that have been approved in the budget already. Roll call.
Councilmember McLean?
Yes.
Councilmember Nesbit?
Yes.
Councilmember Rezegi?
Yes.
Councilmember Barlow?
Yes.
Councilmember Brem?
Yes.
Councilmember Furrow?
Yes.
Councilmember Jarvis?
Yes.
Mayor Toski?
Yes. Okay. Items of business. The Rotary's here tonight to get an approval on an agreement from the Rotary in Kiwanis to operate the concession stand and sell beer and wine at Thornapple Plaza from April 1st, 2024 through April 1st, 2025. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved. Support.
Support.
Motion by Nesbeth, supported by Brem. Discussion. We have Dave Solms here. Anybody have any questions? You want to give us any extra information?
I would just like to share, it's good to be back this year. It's been a great partnership with the city. Last year's revenue sharing with the city was $1,950 some, so it is generating a little bit of revenue to help cover water and electric there. I figured up we had about 650 volunteer hours for the season, so it takes a lot of man hours, women hours to get through the summer season, so just wanted to share that.
Any questions?
Any changes in what you're doing?
The agreement, the only thing that changed were the dates.
I didn't hear any complaints at all about anything that was out of ordinary last year. I don't think we had any problem with anybody bringing,
No, sir, they handle everything very well, so.
they have people there at the, I call them the gates, the openings in their fence, and they check to make sure nobody brings any alcohol that's not bought there, and,
That is
I
correct.
think with large crowds like they've been having there, I think you guys do a great job.
We had a great season. We only had one issue during Saturday of Summerfest. Somebody came pre-loaded. We refused service. She did not like that well. So, but it worked out fine.
Why are there two agreements in here?
The
In our
reason there's
packet?
two is, it's just the way we've always done it. There's one for Rotary and Kiwanis to operate the concession stand because that's what we started with. The alcohol was always the questionable item, so that was done as an additional agreement.
So that's the difference. I was trying to look
Yep,
at.
that's why there's the two, is one is specifically just for the alcohol in case that ever does get decided we shouldn't be doing that. We would still have the concession agreement approved, so,
Thank you. You do a wonderful job.
thank you.
Do. Okay, we have a motion to approve the agreement from Hastings Rotary and Hastings Kiwanis Clubs to operate the concession stand and sell beer and wine at Thornapple Plaza from April 1st, 2024 through April 1st, 2025. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Nesbit?
Yes.
Councilmember Rezegi?
Yes.
Councilmember Barlow?
Yes.
Councilmember Brem?
Yes.
Councilmember Furrow?
Yes.
Councilmember Jarvis?
Yes.
Councilmember McLean?
Yes.
Mayor Toski?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good luck. Have a successful year. Not taking away anything from Rotary and Kiwanis, my favorite thing is coming up next. I entertain a motion to approve WBCH Radio to conduct the 18th Annual St. Patrick's Day Parade on Saturday, March 16th, 2024, starting at 4:30 p.m. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Support.
Motion by McLean, supported by Nesbit. Sue's here. You want to give us a little spiel of what you do and how much fun it is?
I'm here on behalf of the radio station, and this was a beloved event created by Ken Radiant and Dave Jasper, and so it's just a fun, silly parade, and so far we've never had any problems with it. It's an easy walk. This year with St. Patrick's Day falling on Sunday, we are going to do it on Saturday at 4:30. That works out well with the chief, and we appreciate his staff helping us make this a safe event. And so we'd love everyone to participate. I know you will be there, Mayor. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What year is it, Sue? How
Oh,
many years?
goodness.
18?
18th annual.
I think 18th. I'm
Well,
really bad at
We
remembering.
didn't do it during COVID.
We took a
No.
couple years off. Yeah.
Any questions? Well, I think it's a lot of fun. The only thing I'm really hoping for is halfway decent weather.
Me
Last year I
too.
carried an umbrella to scare the weather off, so.
I know.
But I don't want to open up that umbrella.
I know, me either. But rain or shine, we'll do it. We'll have
Well,
fun.
I appreciate you changing from Sunday to Saturday. That way it benefits merchants downtown.
It does, and so hopefully people can come before and after and spend time with the merchants and the restaurants.
Okay, if there's no further questions, we have a motion and a support to approve the 18th Annual St. Patrick's Day Parade on January, Saturday, March 16th, 2024, starting at 4:30 p.m. Roll call.
Councilmember Rezegi,
Yes.
Councilmember Barlow,
Yes.
Councilmember Brem,
Yes.
Councilmember Furrow,
Yes.
Councilmember Jarvis,
Yes.
Councilmember McLean,
Yes.
Councilmember Nesbit,
Yes.
Mayor Tuster.
Yes,
Thank
See-
you, I hope to see you all there.
see you there. Get there early so you can get a spot, right?
Absolutely. 4 o'clock.
Okay, next item on your agenda, consider authorizing the mayor and clerk to sign a listing agreement extension with Miller Real Estate from February 16, 2024 until August 16, 2024 for city-owned industrial property located at 1500 Star School Road. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Make that motion.
Motion by Brem, supported by Furl, to authorize the mayor and clerk to sign a leasing agreement extension with Miller Real Estate from February 16th, 2024 until August 16th, 2024 for city-owned industrial property located on 1500 Star School Road. Any discussion?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is that the only parcel that's left in the industrial park, or
It's not in the industrial park.
it isn't?
It's by Cody Stamping.
Oh.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Councilmember Barlow,
Yes.
Councilmember Brem,
Yes.
Councilmember Furrow,
Yes.
Councilmember Jarvis,
Yes.
Councilmember McLean,
Yes.
Councilmember Nesbit,
Yes.
Councilmember Rezegi,
Yes.
Mayor Tuster.
Yes. Next on your agenda, entertain a motion to adopt the revised Title VI plan as presented. Everybody get a chance to look at it? Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion by Nesbit, supported by McLean, to adopt the revised Title VI plan as presented. You have anything to say about this, Sarah, before we?
Just the reason that this was revised was primarily because they made changes to the way they wanted us to conduct investigations related to the Title VI plan. It used to be that we did investigations internally and then forwarded the results to Federal Highway. They now want us to take the initial complaint and then forward that information to them to do the investigation, which is probably better. So that's kind of what precipitated the change, but I did go ahead and make some other modifications while I was making that change. It's all based on a template that's provided by MDOT. Those other changes included contact information, just updating the organization chart. There's a table in there about the portion of the population who primarily speak other languages. That was probably 12 years old, so that's been updated. Minor things like that. So the vast majority of it's the same. It's just a few details and the investigation procedures that have been changed from the previous plan.
Any questions? Okay, we have a motion by Nesbeth, supported by McLean, to adopt the revised Title VI plan as presented. No further questions, roll call.
Councilmember Brett?
Yes.
Councilmember Furrow?
Yes.
Councilmember Jarvis?
Yes.
Councilmember McLean?
Yes.
Councilmember Nesbit?
Yes.
Councilmember Rezegi?
Yes.
Councilmember Barlow?
Yes.
Mayor Tassavo?
Yes. Item E, entertain a motion to approve an increase in the contract amount for services associated with the DWM grant performed by Brian Newhoff in the amount of $23,400. Do I hear a motion?
Make that motion.
Motion by Brown, do I hear support? Support. Supported by Rezegi. Questions?
What is that for? I didn't quite understand it.
I looked this over myself. I was listening to a meeting today with the Municipal League, and they were talking about acronyms, is that what they call them?
Acronyms?
Acronyms. And every time we have something in here, there's an acronym, anyhow. And I questioned it myself, and I had to do a little bit of research to figure out what it was. Could you tell us, Travis, what this is, what that means, DSMI? And then there's a DSMI and AMP. Refresh our memory on this. I know it has to do with our drinking water and all that.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what the DSMI stands for, but it is
Drinking
for
Water
the,
Assessment Grant.
yeah, it's for the investigation part of what we got the DWAM grant for. We're investigating to see if the the water services are copper or lead or some other kind of material. And so most of the bulk of the money was for us to do, or to hire a contractor to do the physical investigations. That's what the DSMI part of it is.
So what we're being, though, is we're being reimbursed for most of this. We could have hired some outside firm to come in and put, to test for lead services and to have somebody else come in and replace them services, but we're doing it ourselves. So most of this money is coming back
Right.
through a grant.
But we did have some of the money go to the engineering consultant
Right.
to help us with GIS reports, just organization of the whole project. And the AMP is asset management plan, so that's another part of it.
So that asset management is managing your fire hydrants, your water main, your water
Yep.
service, and all that stuff.
All the water system,
Okay.
basically.
What I'm trying to understand is, we signed a contract that they were gonna do this for a certain amount of money. They're saying that they spent more time on doing
Yeah.
it, so they'd
Yep.
like to be reimbursed $23,400 additional money because they didn't do the contract right or whatever it is.
Well, you know, in their, from their perspective, it was 3 years ago plus, when they anticipated what they needed to do to finish, to do all the work that is required. So throughout the years, there were some things that we didn't conceive of, that we added to the project. So there are some legitimate claims that they need some extra funds for doing some extra additional works.
I mean, the only reason, I've never heard anybody coming back and saying, geez, we got things done quicker, we got an additional $20,000 for you, get back. Has that ever happened?
Well, there's been some projects where they went below the budget.
And they do reimburse that.
Well, they just don't charge us the full amount of the lump sum.
So it is a contract and they're below, but we pay based on, so it is like giving money back.
It's like, yeah, time and materials to do.
So
the
you feel
project.
comfortable with this?
Yeah, I think that, some of these additional, claims are legitimate.
Some or all?
When I was reading through this, it made it sound like they weren't gonna finish doing what they were supposed to in their contract unless they got this extra money.
Well, we haven't gone to that far yet, as far as, will they finish at least doing the bare minimum if we do not approve this? I feel like they still owe us a report that we submit to the state. There's still minimums that they will have to provide us. It's some of these other things that they won't be able to finish unless they get additional money.
To me, this just doesn't seem right. We signed a contract and we agreed to a certain amount, and that's how it should be. It's unfortunate things cost more, but that's what the agreement was for, and in my opinion, they need to uphold their agreement.
So just to clarify, you are correct that there are some things in here that they agreed to do for a certain amount and then it came out to be more than work than they were expecting and more time than they were expecting. There are also things in here that are new requests of them that was not included in the original contract. There was some additional GIS work that we asked them to do. I don't remember specifically what some of the other things were, Travis.
They had to we added a report, CDSMI was added to the report, to the project.
So there's a little bit of both.
How come we're asking more of them than what was in the contract?
Because as we've gone through the process, we've identified additional things that are beneficial to have done, primarily for mapping and for future planning.
And when we asked them these things, did they say anything that we can do that, but there's gonna be additional funds that we're gonna need for this?
That's what they should do.
Right.
And I don't know what those conversations were.
Well, besides this letter that I got from Ken Bosma, Dana Bird, he's no longer with the company, he sent a letter in October that basically stated the same thing. And that's the only time that I saw anything that said that they need additional money.
When did we ask for these other things? Like, how long ago did we ask them to do these things?
It was at various times throughout
Yeah.
the project.
For the last couple of years.
Yeah.
We've had meetings throughout, a couple times a year.
And this hasn't come up until just in October or last month.
Yeah.
So I have no doubt that they've done this work and that they plan to do the other things and that this is a valid request. I'm not happy about the way that this came out, and we've had several internal conversations about doing things differently in the future, we'll say.
Is this something we put out for bid normally, or?
No.
No.
We don't usually bid professional services. Sometimes we do. I don't know if this was bid out or not. This was started before I started with the city.
No, I don't think it was.
Well, one of the reasons we started doing this to begin with, when we started doing this, we knew that we were gonna have to do lead services and all this other stuff. You know, and I think one of the reasons too that we bought, it was kind of tied in with the new Vector we bought too, because we're gonna be able to go out there and, you know, investigate. I don't know if, Mandy, you saw them or not, but they took the Vector out there and he sucked down over everybody's water line and verified whether it was lead service or not. So one of the reasons we bought that and you know, because we could have farmed it out, we could have had some other company come in here and excavate down to those water service to see if they're lead or what they were, you know, galvanized or whatever. We've identified, I think, 300 already.
Yeah, 300 plus.
We have more than that to do, but we're being reimbursed for all that. So what's happening is, instead of our guys all working in the system and us drawing this money out of the sewer and water fund, it's being reimbursed back into the sewer and water fund, correct, Sarah?
By the
It
DWA.
says here that this grant, this DWAM grant is 100% reimbursement.
We still have remaining money for the DWAM grant,
Right,
so we'd
right.
basically be shifting what part covers what activity. So this would be entirely covered by the DWAM grant. Travis, you're gonna have to help me explain this, because I'm not sure I remember correctly, but the agreement that we signed with them, what's checked off, and this was back, 3 years ago now? 2021. What's checked off is hourly billing plus reimbursable expenses.
Yeah.
Not the lump sum. But the lump sum is represented in the previous letter, is it? Or is that just an estimate?
Yeah, they had a proposal letter that had a lump sum amount, but the actual agreement says hourly billing rate plus reimbursable expenses.
That lump sum amount you're talking about, is that the $50,395?
Yes.
But we've asked them to do other things, but now they want $23,000 more. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So, did you say Bosma's not with them anymore?
No, Dana Bird is no longer with,
Who?
Dana Bird was their project manager.
Oh,
for this
he's the
project.
new guy, then, Bosma.
No, he was original. He's
Okay.
above Dana Bird in the organization.
Okay.
He was the original, one of the original people that we worked with this grant.
Any other questions?
Okay, explained it.
Okay, we have a motion by Brem, supported by Rezegi, to approve an increase in the contract amount for services associated with the DWAM grant performed by Brian Newhoff in the amount of $23,400. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Furrow,
No.
Councilmember Jarvis,
Yes.
Councilmember McLean,
Yes.
Councilmember Nesbit,
Yes.
Councilmember Rezegi,
Yes.
Councilmember Barlow,
Yes.
Councilmember Brem,
Yes.
Mayor Tosser.
Yes. Okay, next we have staff presentation to policy discussion, city manager's report.
We did receive 2 offers for the Orchard and Hayes Street property just north of the industrial park. So Dan and I will be discussing with those developers what their plans are there, and then summarizing that information to present to you at the next council meeting. So we were very pleased that we had multiple offers on property that we've had for, decades? That was great news. And Chris wanted to give an update about early voting.
Yes, just a reminder, early voting will start Saturday at 8:30 at the Hastings Community and Education Recreation Center, 8:30 to 4:30. It's going to be for 9 straight days from the 17th through the 25th, and just wanted to get that on record again. And if you don't like long lines on Election Day, please come out and vote early.
That's all I got, unless someone has a question.
I have a question.
Okay.
Those 2 properties, that 2 offers out there, are these, are these going through a realtor?
No,
Okay.
Is this this is the one that you had interest in it, and you had to put it out there
Correct.
to the public first. So of those two offers, are either of those, one of those
Yes.
earlier,
Mhm.
somebody else besides them is
Correct.
interested?
Correct.
Okay, in your packet, you have Public Service Director Travis Tate's report. Anything to add, Travis?
Nothing to add?
Anybody have any questions, Travis? Fire Chief Jordan's monthly report. I know Mark, he just loves getting up there and talk about himself, but in your report, it has all the stuff that all the statistics they've done for the month. Do you have anything to add, Mark?
No, you'll see a new format in the way the reports are run now. We did move over to a new reporting system that does everything for us. Everyone noticed that there was a glitch in a lot of them. We found, just yesterday, we found what that glitch was. It shows a total of 93 runs, but then when it's broke down, it only shows 91. One of them was Reach Lake, so that's correct. We were missing one run. We spent a little bit of time over the last week or so trying to figure out what that was. We found that was an entry error in the software. So, but that's the way the currents on the right, where it's all zeros. Next month it will have the previous month ahead of it. So this was the first month we were at it. So it'll give you a previous month and then the current month. Then you see the report. And we also have a breakdown of the apparatus, how the apparatus is being used. I'd like to just make the point that if you see the POV, which is personally owned vehicles, was but 48%, now went to 48. They went to 48% of the calls, and that's the on-call staff taking their own vehicles, using their own gas, time, wear and tear on the vehicles for public citizens. So I think that's great that they want to take their own vehicles out there. That may be one vehicle, it may be two. It just counts as personal.
I do have a question. Electric cars and fires. I was on YouTube, and there was a electric car started on fire in the garage. Fire department came, put the pulse out, but they had to pull the car out because they couldn't pour water on it because it'll contaminate things. And then they had to get a $3,000 blanket to wrap the electric car in, put it on a wrecker, and then take it to wherever the wrecker people put it, and let it smolder for weeks. Is this something that is an issue that they're talking about with fire departments? I've heard that you had to put them in a big tub of water and let them smother. What's the issue with these electric cars?
Well, there's many different types of batteries out there. The larger the vehicle, the larger the battery. For example, F-150, Lightning F-150 pickup, that battery covers the entire bottom of that vehicle. Is one big battery. Average to put that out is going to be around 3,000 to 4,000 gallons of water to extinguish that battery.
$3,000 to put the fire out?
3,000 gallons of water.
3,000 gallons of water.
A normal car fire we can put out with about 1,000 gallons of water, even if it's fully involved. An electric one, we're now, we come across a car fire now, we don't know until we get there what type of vehicle it is. And so we try and keep somebody at the station to bring the tanker if it turns out to be a large electric vehicle. But as far as the runoff, yeah, I mean, if it's in a residential area in the city, and we have to worry about drainage and runoff from the drains, absolutely. We've not looked at any sort of blankets or anything like that. Normally what would happen, we'd get the battery extinguished, we'd get the vehicle extinguished, load it on a wrecker, take it out, and then they would place it somewhere far away from any other vehicle or any other building in case it ignites.
And they just let it smolder?
Yep.
This strictly with lithium, then?
Any other questions? I got two questions.
Sure.
What's the status of the house at Church and Colfax Street?
It's still,
Is it under investigation, or
investigation.
money was put in escrow to tear that down if we have to?
Nope, they won't, because it's an investigation, they won't release the funds to give us the trial withholding funds.
Okay. And one other thing, I like your report. I like the way it's laid out. I asked, no, not Dale Bowler, years ago, I asked the chief of police to put down you have all your numbers for all your equipment here. Can you put down, because we're always talking about aging your equipment over there. Can you put down like 831, what your vehicle that is?
No, I can add that into the description.
Okay,
absolutely.
okay,
And then
that'd be great.
And what I'll do is I'll have the vehicle number, I'll also tell you the year and what type. So I know you possibly don't know what 8331 is, I'll be able to, so we can put exactly what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Okay.
No problem.
Well, as long as we don't have them acronyms.
They drive you nuts.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
find
Just
it
had
out.
it right that time.
yeah. Acronym, yeah, word of the day. Also in your packet, you have Library Director Peggy Leverling's report. Easy for me to say. Anything to add, Peggy?
No, other than I don't remember that, but that we're hoping. We had a meeting today with the project manager for the last company, and the target is to be done by the end of February.
You weren't here at the last meeting, but it looks awesome
Mhm.
at night when the lights
Yeah,
are
we're very happy.
on. Didn't realize how nice it was.
It's nice to see the sun coming into the
I bet.
windows, which it really wasn't.
It's nice to see the sun.
Yeah.
I think it's helped a lot, just these dry days we've had, and the weather really hasn't been that cold.
No, there were just that little stretch where it was really cold.
That's when your back door was left open, or?
No, that
back
was
windows
last
are-
week.
Okay, thank you. Also in your report is assessor's report, and as always, she invites anybody that wants to come out during the day if you're around to stop in and see her with any questions you might have. So the assessor's report's in there. Item 13, reports and communications. In your packet, item A, calendar year 2024, council goals. Item B, DDA draft minutes for January 18, 2024. Item C, Riverside Cemetery Preservation Advisory Board minutes for November 8, 2023. Item D, Library Board minutes for February 5th, 2024. And item E, February 2024 calendar. Can I have a motion to accept and place all those items on file?
I'll make the motion to accept and place on file.
Okay, motion by McLean, now your support.
Support.
Supported by Jarvis, to accept and place on files item A through E. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same. Public comment. Any public comment out there? Mayor and council comment. I got a comment. Every one of you in front of you has got a magazine. Hold it up, Mandy. It's called The Review. It's put out by the Municipal League. There's all kinds of good stuff in this magazine. I've already read it. I got mine, I think, last week. A lot of stuff in there as far as training material. There's information about the Open Meetings Act, FOIA, all that stuff. So I encourage you all to take a look at it. And the guy on the front page is a friend of mine. So he's the mayor of Monroe. Great guy. He's a retired state trooper. He's dedicated his life to public service. He is now the president of the Municipal League Executive Board, which I'm a member now. So. Okay, any comments tonight, Bill?
No.
You don't sound good. All right.
I'm getting through.
Jordan?
I don't have that magazine.
I don't know. Usually they're handed out to everybody.
Is there one over here maybe? No?
We'll make sure you get one.
Okay,
I have a poll, so I'll get it for you.
okay, deal.
Mandy, any comments tonight? Al?
No comments for me?
Jackie?
No comments for me either.
Norman?
No.
John? Okay, nothing else come for council, entertain a motion to go into closed session to consider business as permitted by Public Act 267 of 1976, Section 15.268-8H, to consider material exempt for disclosure by state and federal statute to receive privileged attorney-client communication. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make that motion to go into closed session.
Motion by McLean. Do I hear support?
Support.
Support by Barlow. Comments? Roll call.
Councilmember McLean?
Yes.
Councilmember Nesbit?
Yes.
Councilmember Rezegi?
Yes.
Councilmember Barlow?
Yes.
Councilmember Brem?
Yes.
Councilmember Furrow?
Yes.
Councilmember Jarvis?
Yes.
Mayor Tausman?
Yes. We're adjourned.
See? No, I didn't know I was hitting it.